I find that it's very hard to make a decision when we're not in a good state, when we're not in a good frame of mind, when we're feeling a bit low. And there are two reasons, there are many reasons, but there's two reasons I'm going to talk to you about why this can happen. So, one of those reasons is because we're not coming in a peak state. So, that's the term that Tony Robbins uses. And peak state essentially means good energy, feeling motivated, feeling good about yourself. So there are things we can do to get in a peak state, and there are probably things you do to get in a peak state without realizing. One of the things I do is I listen to music, not just any old music, but I have like a playlist on my phone of songs that I find really energizing, get me feeling really amazing in myself. And if I need a boost of energy, I put that on and I might dance around for a bit or jump up and down. I move energy through my body. Because I tell you what we often do when we're not in a peak state, we just go and eat something, have some chocolate, or a lot of people drink, to try and get them in a peak state, drink alcohol, or have like a double shot espresso or something like that to get in a peak state. And that's a false peak state. What we want is a true, genuine peak state. Because what happens when the alcohol wears off? You have a hangover. What happens when you eat all that stuff? You get a sugar rush and it feels good, but then it wears off and you don't feel good anymore. So moving our body is really important for a peak state. Like, haven't you often felt that, like, going out for a little run, you're like, I don't want to go for this run, don't want to do it, definitely don't want to do it, don't want to do it. You force yourself to go and do it. You maybe even do a short one, 20 minutes or something. You come back and you're like, felt really good actually. I feel really good. And then I often find on a run is that my thoughts get clearer. I can think straight. I might have been angry or a bit sad before I went on the run. And by the end, I feel a bit brighter. My thoughts are clearer. They're more focused because we've changed our physiology. So change your physiology if you want a different result. And if you're going to make a decision, make sure you've changed your physiology first. So you're making that decision from a good place. So jump up and down, put on your music. You might have an exercise class that you really enjoy doing. In between patients, sometimes, if I've got a 3-hour clinic of patients and I can feel my energy's waning, but I want to give my best to the people I'm seeing. So I will keep the door shut and either put on a little bit of soft music, and jump up and down, or, just like, you can even do it in your chair, you can just like, pump your arms, or just like get your body moving, because all the time we're just all slumped over our computers on Zoom, right? So like actually move your body. You can just like, even this can like change your state. It's all about movement and energy. So that's a really handy tip that I would give to anyone. It's the whole reason I think why lots of people in an office are like, oh, I'm going for a fag break. Because, it's just like getting up, moving around, breathing deeply. That's another way. Do some really deep inhalations and exhalations 10 times. You're going to change your state. You don't need the cigarette to change your state. You can do it regardless of it, and you probably feel better after. And the other thing I wanted to talk to you about in terms of getting in a better state is shifting your focus. So let me give you an example from my real life. I was in quite a good mood the other day and I went out on a walk, and it was a lovely day, beautiful and sunny like it is currently, and I was enjoying, just looking around and thinking about life and things. And then my mind wandered and I thought about somebody who's done something that I would consider not to be okay. I won't go into details. And actually, the situation's pretty resolved at the moment, and we talked about it and worked through it. But my mind took me back to that a few months ago. And I'm on my walk and I'm thinking about the things that this person did and the things they said and they didn't say, and I think they should have said. And after about 5 or 10 minutes, I felt really angry. I was like probably walking around with this scowl on my face like I am now. And I thought, what's happened? What's happened? You're having a great walk. What's just gone on? I thought, I put my focus on something negative. And I thought, right, I'm going to cut that. I'm going to cut that focus. And I thought that was in the past. That was a thing that happened to you, but that's not where you are now. And that's not where you're living. What do I want to think about? Well, I want to think about the cool, fun things that I've got planned with my friends over the next few months. I want to think about some of the exciting projects I've got in work coming up. I want to actually just be in this moment and think about what beautiful day it is and how it's so lovely to have some sunshine and lovely to see people out and about and socializing with their friends and having a nice time. In fact, I might put on one of those songs on my headphones that I really enjoy and like take my focus away and actually listen to some music I enjoy or a podcast that inspires me. So that's what I did. So quite often when we're feeling quite low, we need to shift our focus. Sometimes we need to do something dramatic, like stand up and jump up and down. Sometimes if we're on our own, we can just say to ourselves, maybe out loud, no, stop, cut the cord, stop, disconnect. We can do that. You might not want to do that if you're out in public on a walk. You might do, you might not care. It might be a way of like snapping you into a different state. So that's what I would recommend. Get into a peak state by moving your body physically or putting on some music that can change your state and shifting your focus by either doing something dramatic physically or something dramatic like with your words or your movement. Or even you could do something silly to change your focus, right? And you could just be like, saying it in like a little kid's voice, like, oh no, I'm doing that thing again. Do something silly or do a Mickey Mouse voice or something. But do something to shift yourself out of that focus. Because we all know it's very easy to go down the rabbit hole and it's a lot harder to get out of it when you go really far down it.